Welcome back to GomTV.net here with some WCS action. Actually, not just some, the sickest action I have seen in a while. This TVT between MVP and Innovation is absolutely incredible.
It's actually already the best TVT series I've ever seen, Tasteless, and we're only 2 games in.
I can't believe that last game. If you're just now joining us, early on, Innovation gets MVP down to 9 SCVs. MVP manages to come back off 4 bases, while Innovation has half of the entire map.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, you might say. Yeah. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing so far. I think MVP definitely can do it. Innovation looked a bit rattled. He's probably never lost from that position. And MVP, I think he's going to keep on with the mech. He's going to keep on trying to do Hellbat drops, but Innovation's shutting those down. So that's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about. He's really good at stopping Hellbat damage.
Yeah, he's got very good defense. I like the one turret and then the bunker with Marauder Marines inside to really make quick work of those medevac drops. We'll see. Do you think we're going to see more mech then out of Innovation this time around?
I think we might see a little bit more mech.
All right. Well, over here, introducing our players in the bottom left. Coming back from a seemingly impossible situation, he is
LGIM MVP from Europe.
And in the upper right, in the red, they say he's the best in the world, but he's up against one of his biggest challenges yet. He is
STX Seoul Innovation from Korea.
Again, what a statement. Well, hold on.
Hold on. I think
looks like we're having a proxy. Probably a proxy Marauder would be my guess.
I think you're right. One that's going to be up there in the kind of center middle left.
You know, he may have realized that because MVP didn't wall in last game. So maybe he's realizing, oh, you're not walling in, therefore my Marauders can actually go all the way up the ramp, because normally versus a wall in, if you don't kill the depot and you go beyond the depot, they close the depot and the SCVs surround. There's nowhere to micro to. So
that's very true.
This could have something to do with that.
All right, so he's got that one barracks over there. This can end the game very quickly, but we have seen a lot of other games as well where it normalizes.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance that it normalizes. The Marauder Rush, I feel like what it does is it gives you a nice edge a lot of the time, especially versus some builds. It can get you so much an edge that you're going to win, but against a more standard build, I think it just kind of messes them up, throws them on their back foot, and maybe gets you a couple SCVs ahead.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have the SCVs now get transferred into the gas here. This build's actually quite old.
Very old, yeah.
One of our oldest, I guess I would say, just completely solid builds.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to last through the ages. I'm sure we'll probably even still see this build during Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's just something that can be useful. The micro of a Marauder is not too hard to pull off while doing other things.
Right.
It outranges a Marine. It's got his concussive shell. It's just a pretty microable unit in the early game.
All right, Marauder now on the way here. Innovation has MVP has no idea what's coming at him, but he will when this SCV gets up the ramp and sees that there is in fact no barracks at all.
Well, luckily for MVP, he's been non-stop with the Marines. If he had done something like jumped up tech and made an add-on with the barracks, then he could have been in a lot of trouble. But as is, with 2 Marines out, I think he's going to hold all right. And in fact, you see that Innovation already realizes, oh, this is a little bit off.
Oh, he should have
as well throw down a bunker.
Should have got that hit off on the that Marine back there and actually killed him off. So Innovation actually in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, so far not really any damage done. In fact, MVP has killed the 1 worker and Innovation's killed none. So that was like basically a perfect defense.
Yeah. That was completely and totally perfect.
And the other thing is...
now Innovation's behind right now.
Yeah, I would say so.
By a lot. So he can recover, of course. We'll see if he can recover as well as MVP did in that last game.
His factory is quite a bit slower. And we don't have a command center for either player. Also, you know, it's a little bit annoying. If there was a wall in, he could have at least lifted his barracks and hit depots or something, but realistically, the amount of damage done is 0 really to MVP. He lost a little bit of mind time, had to make a bunker, no biggie.
All right, this SCV now coming up here, doing a little bit of damage. All right, so let's say Artosis, because you're a TVT guru. Well, what do you do right now if you're Innovation? How do you come back?
Well, I think he goes into pretty standard but defensive play.
Okay.
You know, his tech is slower here, and the SCV is literally in his base. So can he actually get in and do some serious damage? No, I don't think he really can. So I think he does what he's doing here. Whereas his barracks gets to scout quite a bit and sees that, well, MVP's command center is going to be a little bit slow. So this is what he's going to have to play against. He has to stop the incoming attack and get his economy ahead of MVP's. And if he successfully stops it, he does have that quicker command center.
All right. Also looks like we have some SCVs coming out here now. And, you know, Armory on the way here. So, you know, Innovation is not going to have any map control for the time being.
Yeah, but he will be going into Hellbat drops.
Yep.
The thing is, he's also getting a Viking right now. So
Yep.
he is setting up, preparing to stop MVP's attack here.
Now, also note, this is going to come into play later on, the watchtower that's outside of their base, the one that they're passing right now. If MVP or can get a hold of that, or if Innovation can get a hold of the one outside of MVP's base and get the siege tanks there, you got a really good contain. So you might be seeing that later on. But for now, it looks like we're going to have this attack here. Also, there's a Widow Mine and a Hellion here.
Ooh, kind of a cute play, bringing that Widow Mine up like this. We'll see if it does get a shot off. Ooh, keeping the
love
Viking at
this.
bay. Yeah, very nice. And, a huge hit there. And that means MVP's going to get this bunker. Not just this bunker. He should be able to kill a couple more units, but with the Hellbats out, he's probably going to have to back up a little bit. And there's going to have to be another scan because that's still alive.
Yeah, and of course it is reloading here. He's going to get these depots. This is really bad right now for Innovation.
And look at that, he does drop on top of everything, but so many Marines out here. Another Widow Mine coming up. MVP pushing forward. The Widow Mine has reloaded, Tasteless.
And also, it's important to note that he is actually almost supply blocked right now. He can barely make anything else. Gonna get his medevac.
That is so huge. Innovation in a ton of trouble. He's down 12 supplies so early in the game. Now that Widow Mine does get pushed up just slightly. He's microing these Marines as best as possible, and that's going to cost at least another scan as well.
Yep. Widow Mine is still here. It's almost reloaded.
Oh my god, the two Hellions coming up as well. So much damage being dealt to Innovation.
Oh my god, in the last second.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, one thing we do have to say is that Innovation has had really great SCV production. He did have that quicker second command.
26 to 30.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it could have been, but that was really nicely done by MVP.
All right, more Hellions going up here, just trying to get any SCVs that they could. I got to say, though, that attack by MVP was nice. He used that Widow Mine to zone out anything that could try to defend those depots. Really smart play. This goes to show you why he was the best Wings of Liberty player.
Well, now we have Hellbat drops coming on both sides, and anything could happen from here. A nicely placed turret. And in fact brings back his own Hellbats to help deal with this a little bit quicker, but SCVs are being killed, and that is very important.
Yeah, that is very important. So, it does look like now that medevac is going to be pushed out into the bottom left here. And we're going to have another drop over here. Now, any SCVs he gets some MVPs is going to help a lot.
Yeah, this is really important. They're actually even on SCVs right now, so SCV kills are going to be the most important thing at the moment, Tasteless.
Yeah.
And Innovation is doing some heavy micro, but not quite getting it yet.
You know, MVP is just doing such a good job keeping these Hellbats from actually getting to where the SCVs are. And I got to say, I'm really impressed.
You know, MVP actually just isn't making a Viking at all, whereas Innovation is. MVP is actually focusing on making a lot of medevacs, so it looks like he's probably just going to pick up all his Hellbats eventually and go for it.
I think you're totally right. But at the same time, you got to know, Innovation is aware that there's no Viking killing his medevac, so he might see this coming.
That is true, yeah. That's something he has to keep in mind. That counter-aggression does have to happen eventually. And I think that's why he's actually gone ahead and made that Viking. But now we do have a couple Vikings coming for MVP, realizing he's going to have to push back these medevacs. And there it is, Tasteless.
All right, we got this big drop coming in over here, but he realizes at the last second that he needs to defend his SCVs before he goes any further, sending 3 more medevacs over here, but grazing right by this barracks. Element of surprise is no more. We'll see if Innovation is equipped to handle this.
Ooh, well, he has a lot of Hellbats in his mineral lines. Of course, Hellbats, the defense against Hellbats in this case. Does bring up a couple right here, and he does have double medevac. So surrounding them kills him in a matter of seconds. MVP doing a lot of damage, but at the natural being fought off very quickly.
Yeah. Really nice plays so far by both of these guys, actually. Innovation still with a small supply deficit.
Look how interesting this is. He actually takes extra shots from his opponent's Hellbats, looking for any SCVs that he could find. Only got a couple additional, but sometimes people do run SCVs that corner, so that could have been something brilliant.
Yeah, that's a smart move there. All right, no player has been able to take a third base just yet. We see these Hellbats cleaning up what remains of that Tech Lab add-on. If you just now joined us here, there was a Marauder rush early on in this game. But again, a lot of harassment here. It looks like this should go into actually late game, I think. It doesn't seem like either player is really able to kill the other one off.
Should go into mech versus mech. And by the way, MVP has an 8 SCV lead after all of that. So definitely something very important. But Innovation has a couple extra medevacs, which could come into play, but both players are getting quite the Viking counts at this point.
All right, this is a big drop coming in over here. He scans now. He sees those Vikings. I wonder if this is going to make him turn around, and it does.
Yeah, a good choice there. You don't want to lose all your medevacs full of Hellbats.
It looks like now he's just going to go ahead and claim that watchtower, and it looks like MVP will be the first to acquire his third base.
Yeah, nice quick third here. Both players just really focusing on those Hellbats, but we do have a lot of factories popping up, so we're going to start seeing quite a few siege tanks as well. And it is going to be a little bit like the beginning of the first game that we saw on Newkirk Precinct, where it's mech versus mech, a lot of siege tanks, Hellbats, and medevacs. And then, of course, the Vikings going to be very important to keep those medevacs from dropping on your own siege tanks and Hellbats.
Yeah. All right. Now he's going to have to get rid of this barracks. This is always a good move to do. You can put a structure there, anything to buy time. It's just like dropping creep with the Overlord. Anything to slow the Terran down from actually landing the CC there is going to be good. MVP will be turtling for a while now. Although, no, you know what? He might actually do that 150 push. I mean, you can do something similar to that with the Hellbats, but we'll see.
He is up by 40 supplies, so it wouldn't be the worst timing to hit.
Right, exactly.
But, you know, he's got the third base mining. He's got really solid economy, a big supply lead, and he is deciding it is time, in fact, to move out. And you know what? As far as Viking counts go, very close, but we do have a lead for Innovation. So there's going to be, you know, a small time frame where he gets to use his medevacs on Vikings, and then it's going to be gone.
Yeah, but, you know, that might be just enough time to do all the damage he needs to do. All right, the Hellbats are on the run now. Remember, the tanks are just a little bit able to get some more damage off on them. Now pushing up over here, and there's just nothing he can do to save this third base. He needs to evacuate now.
That's right, and in fact, he does have to lift off. What does Innovation do from here? MVP getting a bigger and bigger supply lead, really pushing Innovation back, but Innovation does have these Vikings, as mentioned previously, so it looks like he's going to save his command center and, in fact, knock a lot of the sky out for MVP.
And I got to say, though, if he cranks out a few more Vikings, he could push in there so hard. He needs to get that command center repaired right away, by the way. Scan up here reveals that these siege tanks are not in siege mode. He may try to push in even further and see what kind of damage he can do.
Well,
more reinforcements here, too.
Yeah, he's going to walk back around towards that third base, though, trying to get Innovation out of position, but it's a shorter travel distance for him, so he's keeping up with it right now.
All right. The Hellbats are now being dropped over here. Innovation doing anything to buy him time against, you know, his nemesis right now, MVP. Another scan over here reveals that base is less than well defended. Right now, MVP deliberating, does he attack in here? He just now maxes out.
I would say
he might wait for these 3 other tanks to meet up with his army before finally pushing in.
He's 60 supply up, Tasteless. He can afford to lose a few units, and here he goes. Lose a few units he will, but he does drop in the back on those siege tanks. A beautiful move, and now he's going to sandwich them. MVP rolling through Innovation.
I don't know if Innovation can recoup from this.
No.
I mean, the fourth base now being taken here for MVP. It looks like MVP's just going to walk inside the front door, and that's going to be it.
GG. MVP taking a 2-1 lead, Tasteless.
Wow.
Oh my God, he is doing exactly what he does, which is win best of fives.
You know what's funny is this was the matchup that I was more confident I knew the results of before I casted it. I thought, well, it's going to be a great series, but Innovation will win, of course.
That's kind of silly of you.
And
this
now,
is MVP.
And now, I'm just in shock. MVP looks absolutely untouchable.
He certainly does. Definitely showing that he knows how to play a perfect game against Bio, and he's better at mech versus mech than Innovation. So what do you do against that?
Well, Innovation's tried a lot of different approaches. He's tried normal openers. He's tried, doing proxies. I don't know. What do you think?
I think MVP just beats him, man. Like, I think MVP just, in this type of high-pressure situation, he will not crumble. He's playing the best games that we've really seen from him. I mean, everyone keeps getting better, but he's playing up at the top of his skill level. Innovation, is he playing up at the top of his skill level? I'm not sure either way.
I'm not sure. Innovation had a lot of Zergs he had to prepare for going into this. So maybe his TVT's a little bit out of practice.
Could be. Next map, Neoplanet S, already loading up. What do you think about this map?
I don't know, man. With these two guys, I don't know. I'm really wondering. We haven't seen MVP Cheese yet, so I'm curious about that. Since we normally see that. Then